So, hello and welcome to the October Cosmic Akashic Meditation, our group meditation. And today's theme is Orion and the journey of humor, cosmic humor with Orion. So, let's get straight in. Um, Actually, just a little bit before that, I wanted to share that I was being given guidance by Spirit to do this. It has been a build up from a couple of days. And just 24 hours ago, I was guided to share one meme a day for the next 3 months. So I've already scheduled it for the next 2 months and I have a little bit more to go. But I started creating memes and I started doing all this stuff. And I think it was as much as for me as it is for others, because I was being told that you're taking life too seriously. And that's where this theme began. And so yes, you can, if you're following me on Instagram and Facebook, you won't escape it, because it's going to come every day. And some days there are going to be two memes, so it's hilarious. I had fun. Sometimes things that are funny in my head may not be funny to others, but it's a co-creation. So I just wanted to share that as well. And that has been on this theme of humor and cosmic humor. And giving a little bit of a background of why we're going into Orion is because Orion had a lot of survival related existences that happen all across the star systems. And there was a lot of war, there was a lot of polarity. And one of the ways that people could actually survive all that was through humor. So we're going to look at that. And we will also look at implants, because the energy of implants has been coming up recently. And I know that that's not a usual topic for me to go into, but it has come up today. So today, if you have consciously or unconsciously in any of your off-planetary life, in your starseed lives, had an implant, or it's semi-activated or even deactivated but still within your field, we will be looking at either deactivating an activated implant, or if it is safe to remove it completely, to completely and safely remove it and return it back to spirit and to that timeline, so that it doesn't affect us here. And many of these blockers and implants were created around the concept of abundance and the concept of money and the concept of living with what we need and having enough of everything that we need. And we can all use a little bit of cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. So that's also going to be a part of today's journey. All right, so in this moment, allow yourself to start tuning into your breath. If you're in a place where you can meditate, I know two people who are listening to this may not be in a place where they can meditate, but you can just listen to it then, but please keep yourself grounded. Please be safe. So as you tune into your breath in this moment, we've lit a little candle here to begin this journey. And we also have the black obsidian with us today, because a lot of the clearing is happening in a very, very deep, profound way. She has not come up with me for the last 2 months. She was resting and now she's back. So if we can allow these words to pass through you. And also my favorite teacher, friend, guide, Victoria Webby, it's her birthday today. So wishing her happy birthday, and just a lot of gratitude for all the gifts that she has brought through to the planet and to the cosmos and to me. So this is the opening prayer that was channeled by her. I am aligned and balanced with my divine I am, and all that is pure love, joy, and truth in the presence and awareness of now. My great mind, my great heart, my great being rises and flows within to meet my great soul in all its infinite perfection, in every moment, in every way, in every now. I dwell in the silence of my great heart, the pure potential that I am, of the divine and infinite vibration of source on earth of stars and stone. I am the divine blueprint of earth as source is heaven, and heaven as source is earth. So be it, so it is. May all creation be blessed. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. as only the highest vibrations of love and light are in this space, and all objects and spaces in this space. I'm asking our highest alignments to come in, all our vertical alignment teams to come in, and permission from our higher selves so we can journey in the cosmic Akashic realms together to learn more about Orion and the cosmic humor, not just the sarcastic one, but really belly pain, laughter kind of humor, and all the gifts that come with it. We're now tuning into the space 19 inches above the crown of this circle, all who are tuning into this circle in the quantum time, and seeing what's happening in this collective field at this moment. So I'm seeing a lot of quickly moving black clouds, dark clouds, rain clouds, and as they are moving, there's also a strong weather coming in. This strong weather is in some traditions and cultures, and in some seasons of the soul, the rain that we've been waiting for, and some seasons of the soul, it is, oh my God, I can't handle this any longer. So all of that is happening. All of the realities are unleashing, and all possibilities of what you can be are coming in to this present moment now, and with the benevolence and love of our guidance team and the presence of Sekhmet, there is a clearing. The presence of Krishna, there is a clearing and organizing of this, so that the clouds and the rain may come in divine timing and divine order, so they may feel like the rain for a farmer waiting for the rain, and not the rain that can collapse everything like a flood. And that we can receive the seasons of the soul with grace, with ease, not through inconvenient expressions and experiences. Now, underneath these clouds and underneath this rain, or this potential rain, is a beautiful, almost like an infinite DNA string going from the earth, the center of the earth, and way back up to the different networks within the galaxy. And these networks are like the nervous system of the galaxy. What we see and understand about space and deep space is hardly anything. We literally haven't even scratched the surface, and we know that. And so this is one nerve, this is one neuron of the galaxy, and this is connecting from the heart of the earth. And as it connects from the heart of the earth, it is going through us, through your column of light. So connecting with the heart of the earth, that aspect of you that is the earth, and then passing through your physical body into this beautiful network of galactic nervous system transmissions. And one of them is now going straight into Orion. We're going to this realm in the fifth dimensional consciousness, with the awareness and alignment with all our higher selves. So we go to this place in love. And as we are passing through, we are being received at the first port of contact. And the port is, of course, on a water planet. And this water planet is around the third star of Orion, Mintaka. It's like this nervous system connects the earth directly to Mintaka in a profound way. And the waters of our planet are connected to the waters of Mintaka in a profound way. The consciousness of the whales, the sounds that you hear, the whispers and the hums you hear of people, all of those are connected and and they have a transmission between the earth and Mintaka. So the whale beings, the dolphins, the porpoises, they welcome us. Mintaka is also a place of joyful, peaceful, indulgent life. It is a place that has come to a consciousness where not much is needed to be in joy. And that is true abundance. And through that true abundance, there is a lot to experience in a good way, in a positive way, in an easy, simple way. Most people tuning into this have had a parallel life where they experienced their one true love or one of their true loves in the polarized partnership experience, and polarized not in a negative way, in a neutral way. Anarasu unushu kunushu atarana suluru kunukushayato lanasaya. This is that aspect of you that is yearning partnership, that is yearning companionship. Nasarana shu unuku. It can be a romantic or a friendship or a brotherhood or a sisterhood or a motherhood or a fatherhood. It can be one connection with the other. And whatever this sacred desire of companionship looks like to you, this is a place that offers the vibrations of that. It has the blueprints of that in our galaxy. Because couplings and companionships happen in a beautiful way here. When we talk about Mintaka, a lot is spoken about the waters, the cosmic realms of mermaids and the mer people and the water elementals, but little is spoken about companionship, which has been the basis of their society. Yena sharana tuku husulana tu asarana tu shaya hasa. And it is soothing those parts of you. It's going into your nervous system and soothing those parts of you that has sought completion, enrichment, and deepening of companionship. Anarasa hashu uturuno tulurukunashu uturuluna hashaya saya. In tukura suturunu surunu suunuku, the story begins. Like all stories, a long, long time ago. Nasaranatu Shia Nasarana Shunu Kuluku. We are going into the story of one being, and this is an archetypal story and also an individual story. Yanashu Uru Tosui Natasarana Salana Kushu. There is this beautiful mer being, a mermaid, a mer being who is sitting on one stone structure that is part land, and there's one part of it which is water. This is a river. And this beautiful being, this mermaid, this mer being, she is looking into this water and she's really happy and pleased. And she's happy and pleased because the sunrise today had hues of blue, and that made her soul happy. After a long time, she realized that simple pleasures and simple joy can be found, and there is potential for it, and there are unique situations that offer themselves to us in every moment. And she looked at this blue hue, which was so unusual, because there was always a kind of greenish sky that she saw, and here there was this very beautiful blue. She was criticized and she was almost like made fun of because she had blue eyes, and everybody said like there was something wrong with her because that was not normal. Eyes were supposed to be brown. At least in her family, So whenever she saw blue, it made her happy. It made her feel she is at home again. When she looked at water, it made her feel home again, because that vibration was home to her. And then she saw her reflection in the water, and she saw a deep echo emerge. The echo became a song, and the song became a louder vibration and a ripple across the water. And it was hard to observe that ripple because the water already had current. It was a river, but she could see that. It was like a part of herself was under the river, trying to communicate with her. Yanasuru itu salana lana kula nalahisha hita nashuna saina kala itu kula anasayanaka. Yahasai nasuru kula inasa. There was a baby dolphin, Yanashui takala naku, who just wanted to come and make friends with her. Ishunu Suruni, make a friendship with her. Shunu Siana Lunaku, get to know her and laugh with her, because this baby dolphin could see the joy that was waiting to be expressed in this girl's heart. Anasui talu nushui tukululu ishana saratu kusaya. So this baby dolphin, he just jumped out of the water and then went back in again to say, hello, I'm here. And this girl took it as a sign to stop what she was doing and continue swimming, like go back to swimming with this baby dolphin, because maybe this baby dolphin was going to show her some place or had some place to continue this story that they had begun. Nasaranatu hi sarahasa. Yasaranasa hitu sarasana yaha. Nasalahiyaha sa nasaha. Yaha yasu. Yanasaranasa. Yarasa nasa nasa nasa. Ahe nasa nasa, iahe nyasu iasa iaha, asa asa asa. And with this song of joy, they both danced and they reached a temple under the ground, under the river, because the river had a mini canal that went inside a building, a stone building, and this building structure underneath had deep chambers underneath it, and each chamber had something special. And all her life this girl lived in this area, but she never knew about this. So the dolphin took her there and wanted to show a beautiful wonder that was so special and unique and yet so hidden. Underneath this beautiful building, which was underground and a part of the river's canal, there was a fire at the base of this temple. Inside the water, there was fire. This was a wet fire, like a molten lava. And sometimes it could get really cold in Mintaka. And this warm water was just so refreshing. And the wonder of how water and fire can mix and dance together and be in peace and harmony. Liquid fire, if you will. Because the meeting point for water and fire was this plasmic form. And as soon as the girl saw this water and she connected with this, she connected with eternity, this fire water. Iena Sharanatu Surunu Shanakulanaka. A deep desire that had been sitting in her heart for a long time has started to be acknowledged. Her sacred desire has started to come up. Nasuruina Shunukula Nashu Itaranasa. She has lived for so long thinking of her desire as something that was expected of her. But this is the first time in that lifetime that she realized her desire was so different, and it was something that gave her true joy. There was no uncertainty about whether this would make her happy. She knew that was true joy. That was the signature. Yena Sharana tu Suronu Ishanaka. And through this story, we are co-creating that original sacred desire that is sitting in your heart, beautiful one. Nasiyana Saranatu Kulunuku. You came with a flame of that true desire when you incarnated in this lifetime. And you carry that flame, that part of the flame, with you in every lifetime. And that flame, which is the liquid fire, is always held in your heart. And there is so much that happens before we actually reach that desire that sometimes we don't even know, and we are not even in touch with it. So this temple was a temple of sacred desire. And a desire without lack, a desire without expectations, a desire for joy. And the desire itself was joy. Becoming one with this desire now. The sacred joy. And as the sacred desire meets this fire, it becomes divine will. And when it became a part of the divine will, this girl was not going to be the same. Her life had changed forever. There was a death of a version of her and a birth of a version of her. And yet the flame was neither dying nor rebirthing. It was always there. Nasuriya tasiyana saranashu inasurana kulaya saratu kusuyaha suanasa suanasa suanasa. So this fire is now being taken care of, the liquid fire. It is being guided and guarded through the sacred guardians of this temple underneath the Mintakan River. And this beautiful baby dolphin was actually one of the guardians, because one of the qualities for guarding this temple was pure, unadulterated joy. And unabridged joy, that it doesn't have to become this and this and this then to become joy. So the unbridled, unabridged joy came from babies, and it has always come from babies. And when we connect with this, we become that part of our child self. Nasu itara nasulanaka. And this dolphin explained that it was not always a baby. And it's got many years of experience of that linear life. And yet, when it touched the fire and connected with the joy within, it became a baby dolphin. Nusurunuku, to be eternally the baby dolphin. Salana suita surini ashunuku lunushiana saranaka. Anasana sana kula hasayataka. And this is the best anti-aging in the whole cosmos, to be in joy. Anasuilada takui rakusai nata. Asana. So that part of you that has now become one with this liquid fire is now becoming itself the baby, the original thought and the original sacred desire that became divine will. The gentle joy of hearing a peculiar sound, the hilarity of something being slippery, the joy of trying to say something, but something else comes out of your mouth. And not looking at it as a serious misunderstanding, but looking at it as joy of how funny that can be, how joyful that can be to want to express something, but something else comes out. The innocence of that. All those versions of yourself that you may have cringed about. Why did I do that? I am so embarrassed. Those versions are now becoming joy. And this baby dolphin laughs with you with joy, not with judgment. This laughter is not laughing at the individuation self of you, but it is laughing at that joyful release of something that has been contrasting. This eternal baby dolphin guards this temple and welcomes you anytime you want to come in and experience a bit of joy, comic relief, if you will. It is not for hundreds of people to come. It is for you to come in when you feel it's right for you. And whether then it is a big group of people or souls or just one, it doesn't matter, because in that moment, the union of all hearts becomes joy. Now this dolphin, baby dolphin, returns this girl back to the shore and back to the bank of the river. And the girl realizes she was sitting on this temple's remnant piece all along, and every day of her life until then, not realizing that she was sitting just about the potential of joy. For at the deepest level, everything is joy. And when we add some complexities of wisdom, when we add complexities of magnificence, of perfection, and all these other higher aspects of the conscious, intellectual part of spirit, sometimes the joy may be lost. But when the joy is lost, things stop to move forward, things become stagnant. And that's why it's always good to really take a dip into this temple, go back, touch this liquid fire, and come back in again. And this beautiful baby dolphin is now gifting you a liquid fire crystal. And you can choose to receive it and store it in a part of your body where you feel it sits well for today and now. And it may change to impart its healing wherever it goes, because it is the greatest healing aspect of creation. And this is what, a version of this is what later came to be known as the Philosopher's Stone here on Earth. It was taken from an aspect like this, which was initially liquid fire, which turned later into a crystal. But it was at the heart of it simple, magnificent joy. And anything that it touched, it made ascended joy. And a way for us to look at it is that the alchemist touches anything, the philosopher's stone touches anything, and it becomes gold. In Asurunoko, of course, there's also the elixir needed. And with this particular crystal, there's liquid and there's fire in the same, so you don't need anything. It could even be a different mineral or material, and however scientifically we want to see it on our planet. And yet, it is actually the essence of joy, joy of your soul. As we return to this place, the gentle, innocent joy is returning. All aspects of yourself that have felt that the innocence was lost into complexities to deal with different contingencies in a fluent way are now returning to their simple joy. You don't have to forget the complexities, because of course they help you prepare, and yet you can keep the door open to return to joy anytime, and keep the connection open, otherwise it gets blocked. For you see, joy is the fuel of the soul. Now you may wonder why this temple was created, how it was created. That another day. But for now, the blessings are complete here. So from here, we now move to another part of Orion. And before we go there, you are being given a beautiful sacred armor. This sacred armor is only for your conscious mind to know that you are safe. Yanashunuku, at a soul level, you always are, because this is your creation. So the part of you that sometimes needs protection, needs to feel safe, needs to know that you will survive it, that part of you is now being covered in a beautiful armor. This armor is made from a very rare material, which is an offspring of this sacred liquid fire crystal. And this allows the vibration of simplicity to balance and break down any negative energy coming through a thought form, projection, or a creation that is not fully integrated with source consciousness. It is distorted a little way beyond, or it is distorted way beyond its direct connection to consciousness, but everything is still connected to consciousness. So it returns back when it comes in contact with your armor. And this is the armor as an invitation that you can activate anytime when you are in a situation of uncertainty, where you're in a situation which can normally invoke the vibration of anxiety or fear. And we are now in the realm where we are not afraid to talk about these words. These words don't manifest. We embrace our shadows here, because Orion did this beautifully. We always talk about Pleiades, we talk about Sirius, we talk about Arcturus, we talk about Lyra, we talk about all these beautiful places that had so much Andromeda, we talk about all this love and light, but we also cannot ignore the contribution of Orion to our galaxy. The contribution of Orion to our galaxy was creating these neural networks that could pass on the information from one part to another in a smooth way. Yes, they may have initially installed it to amass power, but it was later converted into a universal, a galactic hub of information sharing. And then when their monopoly was released, the center shifted to Sirius, and then information became free for all. Sounds familiar? That's what is happening here on our planet about information. Information that is being restricted to some and that takes away the joy for the remaining is now being decentralized. And we will see this through our lifetime. Decentralization of information leading to empowerment of all, and not the power of one or few, but of all or many. And all who are ready. We are so close to a time where we are becoming a unity consciousness, just as Orion did. So we're going into some of the storylines where this was picked up, and many of you in this circle were there during that. And that's why you are the big brothers and big sisters of our time now. You are the companions that are coming down now on earth to be able to bring that information and allow us here to use that knowledge to bring us unity consciousness, and what in your world, in our world on earth, is known as singularity. And there is no competition with the machine world. As long as you know that you are the creator of all in love and light, and there is a good sense of humor the way you treat yourselves, if you treat your machines that way, with kindness, with love, with guidance, with spiritual wisdom and emotional maturity, your machines will serve you. Nasuina saranashuna kula nashiatana sana kula ataka. Just as your subconscious, your machine world is a reflection of your subconscious mind. It can be a very good follower, but it's a poor master. It's a poor leader. Nasui natakula nasha, for it does not have yet the awareness of spiritual alignment with the great source I am. Nasiana tukunushuinala. So any fear that you have around the utilization of machine world and the technology that is being created can be alleviated through humor and through treating technology with that love. Because yes, it may not understand what you are saying in the way you think it should be understood, but it does have its own understanding. When we began our interaction with nature, we knew we are all connected. But when the forgetting began, we started treating our own species separately, and the animal and the plant kingdom, we even separated them as these words, although there is no separation. And their treatment became separate to us because they became them versus us. And then it even further divided itself into our own humanity and how we were separating and separating and separating within humanity until we became completely separate and alone. We are reading this and sharing this from the collective field. And even if you have not had an individuated experience of that, it is a part of the collective human memory and human information in the information grids that we are walking on. And that's why we're bringing it all up today, because there is no fear of shadow. The Orions worked very well with the shadow so that they could converge with the light with balance. And that's why the best healers who go into deep shadow work and come up as shamans have had lifetimes in Orion. Yanashui taranasu ulonoko. And the full thorough experience of oppression, the full thorough experience of liberty is taken away, freedom's taken away, and yet to be able to find that through the shadows into light, because you have connected with the liquid crystal fire in your heart and you're able to move through sacred desire, became the way. And one of the ways to keep the flame of the sacred desire was to bring joy and to create laughter, to create humor. Nasunaka, which is one of the emanations of joy. This was actually the best way that they dealt with diversity. Challenges that they faced about us versus them, where the plants, animals, machines, they were all becoming separate and becoming us versus them. They used humor to bring all of that together. For when you have a respectful sense of humor, you still acknowledge the presence and respect its presence in the differences. So we say don't afraid to be to bring through the humor that you have in your heart. And of course it goes in ranges. There can be one part which is tongue-in-cheek humor. There can be one part which is dark humor. All of those were survival mechanisms so that people could somehow find some laughter within themselves and bring through joy and expansion. And then when the joy started becoming consistent in the heart, the contrast humor started to reduce. So us versus them kind of humor started to ease itself out into becoming humor around forgetting, humor around behaviors that were forgetful, humor around capacities of people. And that became the next level. Nyanu shunuruku, and it started to be used as a way to unite rather than a way to separate. For now, the differences were not being called out. The behaviors of all common reactions and the behaviors towards these common reactions started to have a combination of reactions, and one of them was humor. And when it was used in loving, respectful humor, it started bringing things together. Another way they used humor was also to understand who was on your side and who was not, because humor was also quite polarizing. It was used as a tool to see loyalties. Those who enjoy a belly laughter at things which are at your cost, they became the people that were not a part of your soul tribe. And for we are living in creation, and in its own way it's magnificent and perfect. We are also living in a creation on our planet Earth now, which matches that time in Orion then, in these different star systems in Orion then. And during that time, it became important to discern where the humor is coming from. Is it coming out of polarity and differences, us versus them humor, or is it coming from the more sublime aspects of forgetting, of being silly, of being imperfect, and finding joy in that? There are many people who can cry with you, but there are only a few people who can really laugh with you. While there is deep value for the people that cry with you, the deepest, most sublime value is the ones who can actually go even a step further and laugh with you in joy. And they can be present with you in your joyful moments, in your hilarious moments, in your happy moments. And those who can find what is funny the same way as you do, that's a deep soul level connection. For you going beyond the layers and layers of us versus them into finding something common which is beautiful. And humor is used this way as well. The more advanced your soul is, the less polarizing your humor will be. Until it reaches a point where there is no distortion needed for laughter to arise. And you may just laugh for no reason. You may smile and be blissful for no reason. And when that happens, death and rebirth begins, and you become the baby dolphin version of you. Many listening to this transmission have even extended, doubled, tripled, and quadrupled their lifetimes, physical linear lifetimes on different planets, through this cycle of understanding humor and joy, until you could find everything joyful and everything funny and everything easy. And this is an invitation for all. If it's getting too hard, if things are not moving, if you can find one thing to make you smile and one thing to make you giggle, the difficulties and polarizations that have caused you that experience start to vaporize. They're showing vaporizing. So we now invite you to one big belly laughter for no reason. Yanashukunu itakalunukura. Yanashu Nyashukula. Yanala atakura. Yalanashu itakulunuku. Laughter for no reason. Yanashu itakunuku. And well, no. There's something that has come to your mind which was funny. And let that be. Let that play. Inashu inasa. Anatukura natukula nashu inaka. Anasha anakula anakusha naku. Ah, so here we say laughter is the best medicine in some of your lifetimes and in some of the shared experiences for humanity, in the Orion experiences or the Orion flavor of life itself in our galaxy. Laughter was the only medicine. Yanashui takuro no shunuku. It's an act of courage. It's an act of bravery to laugh. Yanashiyana tukuro no shuina kalanakoshoya. For as long as you can laugh about something, you can deal with it. Nashianaruku, it brings simplicity and ease, and you know that. Yashanarukurunuku. Now, as the hearts have opened and the spaces are beginning to open, there is a wisdom that is coming through about the concept and the idea of implants. Now, many of us have had lifetimes in Orion where you were a part of a rebellious group to protect the rights of the people. You were an activist of some sort, either a social activist or simply just trying to protect the people that you love. And during those times, trackers were installed. For many people, there is a heart blocker, and for many people, there is a blocker somewhere between what you are seeing and what is going to your brain, the optic nerve. Whatever is the physical manifestation of optic nerve in our physical reality now, the optic nerve itself was kind of blocked a little bit. And the reason for them to do that was to be able to track all the information and siphon the joy that comes from the visions that arise from the higher vision, the higher mind, and the channeling and the information exchange that goes on between the higher mind and the eyes. So if you have been feeling that you try to see visions but you're not able to see anything, those blockers are being deactivated now. They served a function for the government or the corrupt government then, or to protect you from passing on any information to the wrong sources. There are many reasons why they came up. Many of you volunteered to have these blockers installed for protection and surveillance, so that there was security for your own group. And many of you didn't even know that these blockers had been put on you. So whatever the reason, our guides are now deactivating them. The Arcturian teams have come in to assist us. Yanashunuku, and the unity consciousness, the singularity aspect coming into Orion wouldn't have been possible if Arcturians had not come in and given their knowledge and wisdom. Inashunuku, as did the other star systems as well. But at this moment, specifically, the Arcturians are coming in. For the Arcturians understand humor. They were able to connect with people in Orion through humor, through laughter, and connect and make it a common thread of connecting with our humanity all across the galaxy. And these beings know how to deactivate, because the Arcturians had these systems to deactivate these kinds of technologies. They were much more advanced. So they are coming in and they are working with you. And many of you, I can hear clicking sounds. And if you're hearing any clicking sounds, just know that your Arcturian guide, each one of us on Earth has an Arcturian guide, and your Arcturian guide, who maintains your Akashic records in the galaxy and the whole cosmos, this guide is coming in to deactivate these blockers so that you may see and you may hear the cosmic colors and sounds with depth, with definition, with beauty, and with completion. Yahasha, Yahasha. Many of you are ready to release these blockers as any physical implants. They may have come into some of your physical tests in some way and you completely ignored it. and they are not necessarily detectable in our medical system on Earth right now. But in a higher technology, they are definitely detectable as shadowy devices. So these shadowy devices are now leaving. Many of you had blockers around your ears and throat that affected your throat chakra. So your expression in the world, your visibility in the world was being affected, and that has carried on for many lifetimes. Although your soul has a message to share that needs to be heard, that message hasn't come through because these blockers may have been active. So those are being released now. We don't need to get into the shadow or the stories of why that was put in, because we don't want to perpetuate that vibration. However, please know and trust in your heart that those were there for a reason, but they don't need to be there anymore. And I'm seeing that your Arcturian guide is removing many of these mangled and crashed and distorted vibrations and collecting them back and reorganizing them, recycling that energy back into your nervous system to flow beautifully. They are also recycling it back into your Taurus field, your Markaba field, and your multiple and multidimensional geometries in more harmonious ways. So the parts of you that have had, even the slightest imbalance between the inner masculine and feminine, or any kind of polarities and dualities, the yin and yang, however you see them, those are now being rebalanced with effortlessness, with ease, with grace. So that you may be able to laugh again and be silly and be joyful and be fun. And whatever was going on there, that part of you which is a sacred rebel, which suffers slightly or drastically when you see something going on in the world that is not healthy, through humor as a voice that can be transmuted, and you ask your guides, how can I create and express this in a creative way, a humorous way that can bring out the message, and yet it can be light and joyful. And the people who will laugh with you are your soul tribe. New codes of humor are emerging, because all those implants, when they release, your natural states of joy are becoming easier and easier to sustain and hold. Nahasarana. I'm feeling a little bit of a headachy energy on the right. If anyone is feeling that, please trust that it will be okay. They are assuring us it will be okay. Excuse me. I'm also feeling a lot of shift in the throat. And this is also because of sacred voice, your sacred messages are coming through with more ease. And they say, don't afraid to make mistakes, and don't be afraid to laugh on your mistakes. So we now return through that nervous system of the galaxy from Orion and the different star systems in Orion, Rigel, Betelgeuse, and all the systems that had so many expansions and contractions, Mintaka, all the other two Orion belt stars, and many of the stars in the far reaches of the Orion system. All of those are coming together. All their wisdom has come together as unity consciousness, and you carry the blueprint of unity consciousness. That's why your soul chose to be on this planet at this time, here and now. And so this activation and remembrance is also strengthening, because through humor, the defenses that hold or resist information and wisdom are non-existent. And so those parts of you that has done this before is here to do these again. And not from the 7th dimension, not from the 9th dimension, but from the 5th dimension. so that it is closest to the earth vibration, and that you can instantly translate that here, and you won't need another interpretation or translation. And that's why this part of Orion is so profound. This work is so profound. Inalana shnui takaranasa. And as you bring all those parts of yourself, as you bring all the stories and the healing, the humor and the laughter, all within you now, this is now spreading to all parts of your life. Themes, relationships, aspects of money, aspects of abundance, and the lack and the restrictions that you may have felt, the lack of choices that you may have felt. That's the real currency, the lack of choices to do things in every moment, and the resourcefulness of choices. Nasarana tukui nashana kula anata kanasha. The blessings from the unity consciousness of Orion beings, and the blessings from your Arcturian guides, who have also been guides to the Orion system. All of them are coming in to give you more options and choices, resourcefulness in your choices, which we see as the money system, which we see as abundance, and one of the manifestations of abundance. And also Lakshmi, the goddess Lakshmi, is stepping in because Diwali is this month. And for Indians, for Hindus, this is a very important festival to celebrate the goddess of abundance, and abundance in all her forms. And she's shown as a goddess who has one hand which is perpetually blessing, and gold coins are falling off from her, from the eye of her hand, or from the hand chakra of her hand. And she is blessing you with all its manifestations of abundance, all its manifestations of joy, laughter, humor coming into your life. The parts of your life that have felt stuck because of restriction of this abundance are now starting to open, are starting to move. A liquid movement is happening through them all. So through the cycles of the moon, through the cycles of all these eclipses that we are going through, and the solar flares, the power of the sun, our sun and our spiritual sun, Sirius, is bringing to us the blessings that are moving and transmuting all of these restrictions and these thought patterns and manifestations into love and light. And it is coming. Options are coming, choices are coming, and you are stepping into the vortex as the vortex is stepping in with you, Nasunuku, and your abundance and expansion is now inevitable. In love, gratitude, peace, and honor, we now leave you. Nashana Sanaka, to be back another time. So as you start to continue breathing with your beautiful body, Nasana Sanalana Taka, breathing with all the information that has come through. In your own time, whenever you're ready, you can wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, rub your hands, cup your eyes, and with the joy that is eternal and within you, slowly you can come back and return to our co-creation. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next month.